Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So in this video, I want to bring a few things to your attention. I'm going to be speaking mainly about the project Orchid, OXT. This is a project that I've spoken about in the past. I've done a video on OXT in the past. And I remember clearly that in that video, I made a statement that privacy will be very important in the future. And so today I want to give you an update on something that happened in the United Kingdom, which I believe will be bullish for Orchid down the line. And so, I hope this will be helpful. So last week, the United Kingdom began enforcing the Online Safety Act. This was a law that was passed in 2023, and so they began enforcing it on Friday, the 25th. And so the moment this law came into effect, we saw a lot of changes, in the way people access certain websites in the United Kingdom. So one of the features of this law that came into effect is the fact that certain websites, especially those websites that provide over 18 content, will have to put mechanisms in place to verify the age of the users before giving them access to the content. So most of these websites now will have a mechanism to check if you're over 18 before they can let you access the content. So on Friday, when this law came into effect, websites like, adult websites, Reddit, and I think Twitter is going to follow suit shortly. They began verifying the age of their users. And if you think about it, most of the people affected by this law are people who sort of consume adult content. And if you think about it, people who consume such content, are not comfortable with, turning on a camera and recording their face and sending it to, a company for processing. So as soon as this law came into effect on Friday, the demand for VPN surged in the United Kingdom because people were looking for ways to circumvent the age verification mechanisms. And one of the ways to do that is to pretend that you're logging in from outside of the United Kingdom. And the only way to do that effectively is using a VPN. So when this law came into effect, VPN demand surged in the United Kingdom. By huge numbers. People were searching for VPNs, people were downloading VPNs, people were signing up to various VPN services, just to circumvent the age verification mechanisms. If you take a look at some of the posts here, you can see that Reddit has started verifying ages of users in the United Kingdom. So if you're a user logging in from the United Kingdom, your geolocation, they check and you're coming in from the United Kingdom, you will have to verify your age before you can get access to Reddit. So also for adult websites like Conhub, if you want to get access to that, you would have to verify your age, using their verification mechanism. I think, you would have to turn on the camera, take your video and your picture, and then their AI will analyze the footage and to check if you're over 18. So like I said, once this went into effect, VPN surge, Proton VPN, one of the VPN companies, they reported that, they had over 1400% increase in signups from the United Kingdom. So searches for VPN in the UK also to the roof, app searches on the App Store for VPN apps in the United Kingdom to the roof as well. If you take a look at this, it said Proton VPN reported an immediate 1400% rise in UK signups around the time enforcement began on the 25th. Also, Google Trends showed that there was a 300% increase in searches for VPN services in the United Kingdom. So most people who want to circumvent this mechanism are looking for VPN. So there's a huge demand for VPNs. And so obviously, if you think about people who have never used a VPN before and they are now in a need of VPN, the natural thing for them to do is to go on the App Store or Google to search for VPN services. And what they will get is the centralized VPN companies, the big players like NordVPN, CyberGhost, ExpressVPN, and all these other VPN players. So they are going to be using those services, and that is what they are doing. But these VPN companies already are they are raising concerns with the regulators in the United Kingdom. Let's take a look at a few things here. So the regulators are worried that enforcement will not be possible because of the VPN companies. So it says here enforcement effectiveness is undermined. So the VPN VPNs are undermining the effectiveness of the law. Say VPNs clearly enable users to skirt the age checks, which raises question about how well the law will operate in practice. So the regulatory body in charge of this law, which is Ofcom, has already stressed that it is illegal to encourage VPN use to bypass protections and warn parents that children using VPNs won't benefit from the Act's safeguard. So I believe that it's only a matter of time before the UK government or the regulatory body reel in all these centralized VPN companies and also make them provide age verification checks. So at the moment, VPN companies are not using the age verification mechanism at all. So people who want to skirt the Online Safety Act can just go sign up for a VPN and access what they want to access. So eventually, I believe that the UK government is going to reel in decentralized VPN companies, and I believe that that is where we are going to see the demand and the demand for projects like Orchid. People are going to start taking interest and start understanding what a project, a DPIN, because Orchid is a DPIN, like, right, a decentralized physical infrastructure network. People are going to start, understanding what a project like Orchid can provide, in terms of privacy. So, there's been a lot of pushback regarding this law that came into effect in the United Kingdom. A lot of people are worried about, how this might uh, if this might go further, because remember, this is just a start, and everything, we know how things start. They start small, and before you know it, it's everywhere. So people are worried that this is just the start. It's going to start with online safety kits, and before you know it, a lot of websites will start putting these checks, and say, before you access this content, we have to verify it's you. They will take your video, take your picture and everything. And so this is just like baby steps into digital ID, and all that. So a lot of people are worried about this. So I believe that people are going to start placing a premium on their privacy online, right? If you're somebody that doesn't want to go through all those verification, taking of your pictures, your videos, so the demand for VPN services will start skyrocketing like what we are seeing. But eventually, when we see a crackdown on the centralized VPN companies, we're going to see people begin to take interest in projects like Orchid. So I believe that this whole trend eventually will be bullish for OXT. It will be bullish for OXT. We have seen a demand for Orchid, but it's not like the centralized one. Like I said, only people who understand what a solution like Orchid can offer are using it at the moment, because the typical person will just go on Google to search for VPN services, and Google is not going to bring out Orchid right now. But like I said, as these things begin to take effect in society, people are going to start understanding the utility behind DPINs, right? And so we're going to see a demand for Orchid. So this is something that I believe is at it's in its infant stage, early stages, but this is just one of those things that makes me bullish for the project Orchid. That as we move further, as privacy, people begin to place a premium on their privacy on the internet, we are going to see the demand for Orchid, and that, in a way, is going to increase the demand for OXT, because OXT is used for staking for both suppliers and both suppliers, providers, and consumers on the Orchid network. So we're going to see demand for the OXT token, increase as we move further down the line. Like I said, if you're somebody that is holding on to Orchid, this is just information to make you understand that the utility for Orchid is there. We're going to see it peak. We're going to see it increase as we move further. So these are, like I said, these are just early stages. We're beginning to see the utility for some of these projects. They are beginning to show face, if I can put it that way. So like I said, this is something that the UK has started. Now, depending on the effectiveness of this law, we might see other countries in the EU begin to implement similar laws, and so the demand for VPN is only going to skyrocket, moving forward. So I just thought, guys, I'd bring this to your attention. If you like videos like this, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.